So, here we go with a letter from Walesby in Nottinghamshire.
Dear Jim, please could you fix it for me to be a barrister for a day, as that is what I hope to become when I leave school. I would appreciate it very much if you can, as it has been my ambition for a long time. Yours sincerely, Lisa Birkbeck.
Well, Noddy here is on trial, but the judge is Lord Denning.
Silence be upstanding in court. All persons who have anything to do before my lords, the Queen's Justices at the Central Criminal Court. Draw near and give your attendance. God save the Queen.
Put up, Noddy. Are you Noddy of House for One Cottage, Toy Town, West Blythenshire?
Yes.
Take your hat off in court, please. Noddy, you stand charged upon an indictment containing one count, alleging reckless driving, in that you, on the 4th day of January, 1985, drove a motor vehicle on a road, namely Station Street, Toy Town, West Blythenshire, recklessly. How say you? Are you guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Thank you. Please sit down.
May it please you, my lord, in this case I appear to prosecute the defendants represented by my learned friend Miss Birkbeck.
Oh, yes, Mr. Bumpton. Tell me about the case.
Certainly, my lord. Lord, it's a case, as your lordship knows, of reckless driving. P.C. Plod was assisting a Mrs. Skittle crossing the road. Lord, I should say at this stage there is a plan. I don't know whether your lordships have a
yes, I have
sight of that plan.
Yes.
I don't doubt that your lordship's familiar with this area of Toy Town. In the middle of the plan, there's a...
Not very familiar with Toy Town. You'd have to tell me something about it, Mr.
Certainly, my lord, yes. As your lordship can see, there's a zebra crossing right in the middle of the plan on Station Street. As a result of that collision, 2 barrels, which were being delivered that day to the King's Arms, rolled down the street. One of them collided with P.C. Plod, knocking him over again into the same puddle. And the other barrel crashed into the Belisha beacon, split, spilling its load of beer once again all over the unfortunate P.C. Plod.
So P.C. Plod smelt of beer, did he?
He had a thorough good soaking, my lord, yes. And Noddy then said, "There's an awful smell of beer. You're not supposed to drink when you're on duty, are you, Mr. Plod?" He was then arrested and taken to Toy Town Police Station. That, my lord, are the facts of this case, and I'll call Police Constable Plod to tell you what's known.
Thank you.
P.C. Plod, please.
I swear by Almighty God that I will true answer make to all such questions as the court shall demand of me.
Are you Police Constable Plod attached to Toy Town Police Station?
I am indeed, sir.
P.C. Plod, is it right that the defendant Noddy lives in Toy Town and runs a one-man taxi business?
He does, sir.
Is it correct also that he has no previous convictions?
As far as I know, sir.
Well, I don't know whether learned friend has any questions to ask the officer.
Miss Birkbeck, have you any question you would like to ask of the officer?
Yes, Your Lordship. Is it correct to say that normally Noddy is a very responsible member of the community?
Yes, it would be, yes.
I have no further questions, my Lordship.
And I'd like to ask 1 or 2 more. How long have you been stationed in Toy Town?
As long as I can remember.
Does everybody know there's a pedestrian crossing at this point?
Yes, certainly.
Thank you, officer. Now, Miss Birkbeck.
May it please Your Lordship, has Your Lordship had the opportunity of reading the social inquiry report?
I have, but I'd like you just to summarise it a little for me.
Well, it says about Noddy living alone in his well-kept house, that he's regularly self-employed as a taxi driver for many years. He earns just sufficient to cover his expenses. He accepts that he drove badly and tells me he intends to plead guilty. He has no previous convictions, and he relates well to all his friends. He has many friends.
Did he tell you why he was driving so fast on this day round the corner at a pedestrian crossing?
Well, yes, my lordship. Noddy was trying to get his old friend Big Ears to the station on time, as he was very late.
That doesn't seem a very good excuse to me. But still, that's his case as he told it to you.
Well, yes, my lord.
Thank you, Miss Birkbeck.
Thank you. Although he realised he was going fast, he didn't realise that he was reaching the speeds quoted by PC Plod. He did apologise to all concerned at the time of the incident and made restitution to the drayman with a free ride in his car. The defendant did not mean to be cheeky to the constable, as he didn't know the beer had saved
But he
him.
was cheeky, wasn't he? He rather suggested he'd been having some beer, didn't he?
Well, yes, my lordship, but he didn't intend it to mean to be cheeky.
Perhaps he's always making jokes, is Noddy, is he?
Well, yes, your lordship. As the defendant runs a one-man taxi service, he would be unable to earn his living if he was disqualified.
Yes, in other words, you don't want him to lose his work or his job.
Yes, your
Well,
lordship.
we'll see whether or not it is so. Thank you, Miss Birkbeck. Is there anything more you'd like to say for Mr. Noddy?
Well, yes, your lordship. Recently, Noddy has formed a relationship with Miss Tessie Bear, who has shown to have a steady influence on him, and she would ensure that he drive in the correct manner. Finally, I would like to say that my client has pleaded guilty and is extremely sorry for committing this offence. Those are my submissions, my lord.
Thank you, Miss Birkbeck.
Stand up, Noddy.
Mr. Noddy, have you anything you'd like to say to me?
No, my lord.
Well, Mr. Noddy, you brought great discredit upon Toy Town. I'd always thought it was a well-behaved place, everyone driving carefully, but you, the taxi driver, drove most recklessly. I wonder what we should do with you. It's so serious, you know, I could send you to prison for 2 years, or I could fine you a very heavy sum, but I've listened to the eloquent plea by your counsel, Miss Birkbeck, so I won't do either of those things. Certainly your license must be endorsed. Certainly with this offence it carries 10 penalty points. You might have 2 more points put up against you, and then you'd get 12. And once you had 12 penalty points, you'd be disqualified for 3 years. So take warning. There's a further thing which I will only do, but this is subject to your agreeing. I can now make what we call a community service order, whereby you will do work without any pay for the sake of all the neighbourhood in Toy Town, and you're to do it and report to the social service worker and do what he or she tells you all the time. I don't know what you'll do. Perhaps he'd tell you to build a new town hall for Toy Town with your Lego. I don't know. But at all events, if you consent to the community service order, I'll make that, and your license will be endorsed, and you will have 10 penalty points. And remember, don't get into any further trouble again. Always behave well, as all the people I've known in Toy Town always have.